Have you ever noticed how some people seem to be the victim in every single story they tell? Their boss is unfair. Their friends don't understand them. Their family is always against them. Even when something clearly goes wrong because of their own choices, somehow the blame always ends up somewhere else. At first, you feel sorry for them. You want to help. You want to believe they're just having a difficult time. But after a while, a strange pattern begins to appear. No matter what changes around them, the story never changes. They are always the innocent one, and everyone else is always the problem. So why do some people constantly play the victim? The answer usually isn't as simple as lying or seeking attention. For many people, it starts as a survival strategy. Maybe they grew up in an environment where admitting mistakes led to punishment instead of understanding. Maybe they learned that being helpless earned them comfort, sympathy, or protection. Over time, the victim role became familiar. And what's familiar often feels safe, even when it's unhealthy. Playing the victim also protects the ego. Accepting responsibility can be painful. It forces us to admit that some of our struggles come from our own decisions. That's uncomfortable. Blaming someone else is much easier. If every failure is someone else's fault, there's no need to change. The problem is that avoiding responsibility also prevents growth. You can't solve a problem you refuse to own. Another reason people stay in this mindset is because it brings attention. Humans naturally respond to suffering. When someone shares a painful story, people often offer kindness, support, and reassurance. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. Everyone needs support sometimes. But when sympathy becomes the main source of validation, it can slowly become addictive. Without realizing it, some people begin holding on to problems because those problems bring connection. There's another hidden cost. People who constantly see themselves as victims often underestimate their own strength. Instead of asking, "What can I do next?" they ask, "Why does this always happen to me?" That small difference changes everything. One question creates action. The other creates helplessness. Notice something else. People with a victim mindset often believe the world owes them fairness. When life doesn't match their expectations, they feel personally attacked. But life isn't always fair. Everyone experiences disappointment, rejection, and failure. Emotionally strong people don't waste energy asking why life is unfair. They focus on what they can control. That's where real confidence comes from. Control over your own actions, not control over other people. Ironically, people who always play the victim often push others away. At first, friends listen patiently. Then they offer advice. But when every suggestion is rejected with another excuse, people slowly stop trying. Not because they don't care, because they realize nothing changes. Eventually, the victim feels abandoned, which only reinforces the belief that everyone is against them. It's a cycle that feeds itself. Breaking that cycle isn't easy. It begins with one uncomfortable question. What part of this situation is my responsibility? Even if the answer is only 5%, that's where your power begins. Because responsibility isn't about blaming yourself. It's about giving yourself the ability to improve. Think about the strongest people you've ever met. They've faced setbacks. They've been misunderstood. They've experienced failure. But instead of staying trapped in those moments, they asked, "What can I learn from this?" That question changed their future. Playing the victim may protect your feelings today, but it quietly steals tomorrow. Real strength isn't pretending life is easy. It's accepting that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you can always choose your next move. And that's where freedom begins. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more insights into human behavior and psychology. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.